Hello everyone out in Instagram world, it's Wayne here. Again, just answering a question someone sent me. And they were wondering about when they go and look for a partner, what are the things that they need to look for? Now, I've spoken before on other platforms about various traits that you would like all partners to have, things like being able to be honest and open and supportive and all of this sort of thing. But one thing I've realised in my journey to find my ideal partner, who I'm now married to, was that a lot of us, we only go out with half of the plan. We generally look for what we want in a partner, which is important because you do want your partner to have certain traits, certain values, certain abilities, certain behaviours, beliefs, whatever it is. But there's another side, which is the things that you need in a partner. Now, I've realised that there's a few other things where we need to put into our partner because that's what we need. And that's what I want to talk about today. So before I went out looking for my wife, what I did is I sat down and I actually designed her. So in other words, what I did is I worked out based off what I have as my values, my beliefs, my abilities, my morals, all of that sort of thing. Based off of that, I then went and designed the ideal partner for me. And what I ended up with was a dating template. So I know who I'm looking to date. Now, there's three parts to this, and the third part's actually got two halves. Now, the three parts are that you need to have things with your partner that you match on. Okay, this means they have to have certain things where they are the same as you, so that you'll need to be on the same page, on the same journey, the same path, whatever you want to call it, but you need to have certain things the same, because if you don't, it's going to create conflict, and not good conflict either. So you need to sit down and work out what is it that my partner needs to have that I have, where I would feel the relationship was high quality if they had these values, beliefs, abilities, etc. So for example, let's say you're a real outdoorsy person. You like being able to get out in the sun and be active. It could be, surfing, skating, riding a bike, playing sports, whatever it is. If your partner that you're looking for is someone who's a couch potato, they like to sit on the, how you going, Bonnie 28, good to see you. Know that you're seeing me. So I'm talking about the aspects that we're looking for in a partner. The first thing is matching. So you need to have things in your life that are matching. So if you're active, you'd like your partner to be active as well. So that would be something that you would note that you need to be matched with. So it's no good if you're active being with someone who's a couch potato, because if they're always wanting to sit in and watch a movie, TV series, whatever, and you want to get out and about, that's going to create conflict down the track. So you need to have certain things that are matched, all right? And obviously only you know what those things are. Now, the second thing that you need are things that are complementary. So these are things where it offsets what you have. So you could be, so I'll use myself and my wife as an example. I'm someone who's creative. I'm very good at coming up with ideas. I'm very good at solving problems. It's one of the reasons why I love coaching. It allows me to see the challenge that someone's facing and then find their solution. So it's something that I do very well. Yes, hello to you. Whereabouts are you in the world, Bonnie? It'd be lovely to know that, because I'm in Perth, Western Australia. Now, for my wife, when I was designing who I should have as a partner, I realised that I needed someone who was organised, someone who was very methodical, very systematic. Now, I can create a system, but I'm not very good at organising. So my wife, if we have something to organise, and it's a bit of a running joke with us, where if something needs to be planned, it's up to her. I leave it to her. She does spreadsheets, whatever's needed, and she just tracks it all, and she's absolutely brilliant at it. Obviously, if she needs my help, I ask her. She asks me, and she says, look, can you go and do this? And she gives me the sole job and I go off and do that. Thanks for the love. Good to get some. So together, we fit really well. So if she has a challenge she's coming up with and being very methodical, she sometimes is locked in her little box. I'm really good at thinking outside the box. So I help her solve a problem. She keeps me organised. We work really well. Now, there's other, obviously, abilities, skills, attributes, beliefs, drives that are different with us. Oh, we've got another one. Raphael Joseph 14. Good to see you. So you need to have aspects of your relationship that are complementary. Now, how this works really well is there's an old saying where if a strand of rope can hold up a particular weight, two strands don't hold up double the weight, they hold up like 4 times the weight because combined they have a greater strength. Hi, Raphael Joseph. And together you become a more strong, cohesive, capable, confident team. Now, between the two of us, there's a lot of things that we can do because if one of us isn't that strong in that particular area, the other one is. So I know the things that I'm really strong in and I know the things that my wife's really strong in. So no matter what comes up, I can then say, this is something that you're going to handle because you're better at this than me. Or if it's something for me, I step in. Now, the third part, so the first one was you need to have things that are matching. You need to have beliefs, values, morals, hobbies, that sort of thing that are in common. You need to have things that are complementary, where you offset each other. You make up for each other's so-called weaknesses. Robert Shewa, good to see that you've joined us. Now, the third one, there's 2 parts to this one, and this is one that when I realised it really changed how I behaved within a relationship. Now, normally when we get with someone, we have what they call the honeymoon period. So it's all lovey-dovey and rose-coloured glasses and it's all wonderful. And you only see the good aspects of the person. Now, if you only see the good aspects, when the rose-coloured glasses come off or the blinkers fall away or whatever, and you see that person for who they really are, you know, with all their faults and the things that are maybe not so pleasant, you tend to suddenly be struggling. All right, so for me, what I did is I sat down and thought, what are the things in a partner? You're 34, fantastic. Where's everyone from? I'm in Perth, Western Australia. So chuck up in the comments, because I can see them on the screen here. Chuck them up in the comments where you're from, because I'd love to know where everyone is. But what I did is I worked out what are the things that I would have in a partner where I would be annoyed if they had that particular habit. So, for example, and again, I'll use a real world example, when I was designing my ideal partner, I said if she watched trashy TV, you know, reality TV and that sort of stuff, even though it irritates the crap out of me, I'd say, okay, that's something that annoys me, but it's okay. And California, fantastic. All right, so M-Bond's in California. What about everyone else? So when she's watching that now, it's something where from India, brilliant. I don't think I've had anyone from India on a call yet, so welcome India. And so when she does that, it reminds me that she's flawed like we all are. You know, she's not perfect. She has the things that she might do not quite so fantastically. And it lets me know that she's human and I don't put her on a pedestal, and I can learn to appreciate the whole person, not just all the beautiful, shiny stuff. Send us a message, M-Bon, and we'll see what we can do. You can either send it through Instagram or my email, admin@lifeontrack.com. But the next one is really, really important, and this is where I had my big epiphanies when it came to relationships. When we get the things that really bug us about a person, you ever heard the phrase that people, they can press your buttons, they just know the buttons to press. So what I realised was the things in a person that annoy us are the things within ourselves that we don't like about ourselves, where we try to repress it, we try to disown it, we try to ignore it, and that's not a good thing to do, because you end up with half of who you are, and we all have all of the so-called positive and some of the so-called negatives. And once you learn to accept all of that for who you are, then you can accept someone else. So, excuse me, with my wife, I actually designed into her the things about me that I had to learn to love. So whenever she exhibits that particular behaviour or that attitude or whatever that is, it reminds me that I need to work on that still with me. So the moment it doesn't annoy me with her, then I know I've accepted that within myself. So with those three things, and the third one having two parts, so the matching parts of our relationship, the complementary and the conflicts. So the conflicts where they annoy you a little bit, and the ones where it reminds you of things about yourself that you have to learn to accept. Once I had all of that designed, and I went into really specific detail. People say don't be picky. I say be picky, because if you're not picky, you're never going to know if the person in front of you is the person you should be with. So because of my being very specific, when my wife sat down next to me and I started talking to her, thanks for the love, beautiful to get. Once she sat down next to me and I asked her a few questions and found out if she had these particular traits and abilities and behaviours, then I knew she was someone with whom I could have a fantastic relationship with for the rest of my life. So within a very short period of time, I knew she was a serious contender, and within a few weeks, I realised, yes, I could spend the rest of my life with her. So within a very short period of time, I knew I could marry her, and 3 years later we were. And it's been absolutely brilliant ever since. She gets her role of reminding me about accepting me for who I am so I can love me more and more. And I tell you what, it is such a cool feeling when you know when your partner's annoying you that it's actually a good thing. So instead of being pissed off, it's actually a blessing. So if there's any questions, feel free to fire them through. If you want me to clarify something, if you want to ask me a question, that's what these live videos are about. So I can give people some information so they can get some insight in how to get their life on track. If you haven't downloaded my 9 steps already, click on the link in the Instagram bio. It will take you to a page and you can download the 9 steps so you can get your life back on track. So whether that's a relationship, whether it's your career, whether it's your parenting, your health, whatever it is, all these 9 steps apply to each of those areas. So you can change your life to what you'd like it to be authentically. So not what everyone else wants you to be, but what you want it to be. So anyway, I hope you've got something out of this. I love doing these videos. I'll pop another one up the moment I get a chance, or someone sends a question through. So if you've got a question you'd like answered about anything, parenting, health, relationships, mindset, whatever, it doesn't matter. If I don't by chance know the answer, because I don't know everything, I know lots, but I don't know everything. And if I don't know it, I'll find it for you. So it saves you all the hassle, because I'll know where to look. So I hope you've got something out of this. It's been brilliant seeing people on this with me. Thanks for the love, the little hearts and everything. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for letting me know where you are in the world. Absolutely brilliant to know. And if ever you're in Perth, Western Australia, let me know and we'll catch up. It'll be brilliant. Okay, take care of yourselves and we'll catch you on the next one. I don't know, probably tomorrow. All right, take care of yourselves and we'll catch you real soon. Bye. No worries. See ya.